Welcome back to The Dive. Our guest today is from a company that believes that financial freedom doesn't come with a price tag. He will deep dive into cryptocurrencies, from regulations, advertising crypto, to sharing the company's latest news and updates. He is a serial entrepreneur, co-founder, chairman, and CEO of Celsius Network. Alex Mashinsky is joining us today. But before we bring Alex on, just a quick reminder to tap that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hey, Alex, welcome back to The Dive.
Hi, Cassandra. Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us again. Okay, so let's start with the Financial Services Committee of the House of Representatives. Last week, they stated that executives from major cryptocurrency firms will appear before them in order to better understand the challenges and benefits of financial innovation in the United States. What are the things that large crypto players like Celsius are thinking about in regards to cryptocurrency regulation?
Yeah, so definitely, I'm so happy they didn't call me to go and sit there in front of all of those fancy politicians. But I think obviously the industry want more clarity about the treatment of stable coins, the treatment of cryptocurrencies in general. I think right now the only clarity we have is on basically Bitcoin and Ethereum. Everything else is pretty much still in the air. And I think it's important for all of us to have, much more clarity, both from the SEC, the CFTC, and other agencies, so we can serve all of our customers better. So I think this hearing is not necessarily going to give us that, but hopefully it will galvanize the issue, and we'll make sure that the same politicians also give directive to the different agencies to clarify how cryptocurrencies are handled.
So Facebook announced that it will change its long-standing policy prohibiting most cryptocurrency firms from advertising on its platform. This move follows their unsuccessful attempt to develop a cryptocurrency that could be used to transmit money online around the globe using Facebook products. What do you think are the factors that they overlooked? And do you think this will have an impact on the overall sentiment towards cryptocurrencies?
Yeah, so I'm not a big fan of Facebook, now Meta. And I think they did this 2 years ago when they were launching, DM, I guess it's now called DM, right? It used to be Libra. So they blocked everybody else and just allowed themselves to advertise. And now they want to be part of the metaverse. So they're calling them some Meta, and they're reopening the floodgates to allow advertisers to participate or use the platform. But just like my shirt says, banks are not your friends. Facebook is not your friend either. And we should stop calling it metaverse and call it Web 3.0, because all of us are voting for the decentralized version of Web 3. We're not voting for the centralized version, which is the metaverse.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so let's move on here. We've been seeing on social media that you had an employee that was involved in an Israeli police investigation, which apparently had to do with an alleged massive fraud scheme related to cryptocurrencies. What could you tell us at this point, and does this have any impact on the company's overall decisions?
Yeah, so it's an ex-employee. The investigation is about something that happened 4 years ago. And it has nothing to do with Celsius or our community or our assets or anything like that. Again, it's an unfortunate situation, but because it's an ongoing investigation, we cannot comment on it. So what's in the public domain, we issued a public statement. It's listed on our Twitter, but we cannot comment on anything beyond that.
So this year alone, more than 700 million in cryptocurrency has been stolen within the DeFi segment of the crypto sector. We saw articles circulating that Celsius lost funds over a recent cyber attack. Could you give us some color on this? And what precautionary measures do you have in place to prevent this from happening again?
Yeah, it's good that you're asking, because I know a lot of people have want to hear about it. So first, no Celsius users have lost any funds. The incident that happened did not happen on the Celsius network or inside the Celsius infrastructure. We have never had any break-ins or any loss of funds on the Celsius platform. The affected platform did suffer some losses, but they have plenty of cash and crypto on their balance sheet, and they plan to provide full reimbursements to anyone who got hurt. In this case, Celsius, the company, is going to get reimbursed. Our customers already, we already bought any of the Bitcoin or other assets they're missing. So none of our community members have suffered any losses. And you know, what do we do proactively is we work with protocols that have enough on their balance sheet. We don't work with fly-by-night protocols that, again, if they have a problem, they cannot provide full restitution. So I think in this case, Celsius made the right choice of picking the right partner. They had a problem, but everybody's going to get their coins back.
Awesome. It's all resolved. Okay, perfect. So let's shift to Celsius updates. The company announced it upsized the $400 million Series B funding from October to $750 million. How do you plan to use the new funds?
So first, it's the second largest funding round in the history of crypto. And that makes us only the second largest company as far as amount raised. So when you look at who investors are confident in, who investors are placing their bets on, Celsius stands ahead of almost every other company in crypto. And that's because of our business model, right? We have, I think, the best business model in crypto, in which our customers are the main beneficiaries. Celsius paid over $1 billion worth of crypto to the community. That's more than all of our competitors put together. And you know, I saw some of our competitors bragging about how they paid $50 million or $70 million or whatever. So I think what's important is really who is a beneficiary. At Celsius, the beneficiary is the community. And we plan to spend the majority of the 750 million, making sure that we grow that community and continue to service that community.
Amazing. Okay, so Celsius recently invested $300 million in North American Bitcoin mining operations. Could you give us some color on this?
Yeah, so that's our second investment. We did a $200 million investment. We announced that in June of 2021. We now add another 300 for a total of over 500 million invested. In total, we are now one of the world's largest mining companies, also obviously one of the largest in North America. And the reason we need so much mining of Bitcoin is because we have 115,000 Bitcoin from our community. We have to pay them yield, and there's no better way to pay yield than to have a mining operation that mints virgin Bitcoin and allows you to pay your community with that Bitcoin that you're creating, minting out of thin air.
Absolutely. That's awesome. Okay, so one more question for you here, Alex. We have to ask, are there any plans for Celsius to look at going public on a major exchange?
Yeah, so we always have several surprises, several more arrows in our quiver here, and we'll be making announcements early next year. Again, the company is growing super fast. We grew from just less than 1 billion in assets to almost 30 billion in assets, faster than anyone else in terms of growth in AUM. And we plan to continue the same growth next year. So now with a lot of dry powder and a lot of new excitement, we're also launching no fee swaps, right? No bid ask spreads, no commissions, on ramps on December 15th, as well as the ability for accredited investors in the US to earn and sell token.
Amazing. Well, congratulations on all your success, and thanks for the update, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Great. Thanks for having me.
Thanks so much for tuning in today. We'll be back again tomorrow, so be sure to hit that notification bell and smash subscribe.